Hi, welcome. I'm so excited that you are here. To those watching the replay, welcome, welcome. I know it takes a little bit of time for people to get here and join me live. So, thank you for spending this time with me. I know how valuable your time is, and I don't want to waste it. So, I'm going to get right to what we're doing. This is my first live video back here on my channel with me as I rebrand what I'm sharing on my channel. So, after years of sharing what I teach, the Feldenkrais method, and sharing live videos with my colleagues that I share and build the Movement Online Academy space with, that's what you'll see previously on the channel. But now I want to go to support the practitioners more. This is where my business has taken me into coaching movement practitioners like myself and wellness practitioners. And I'm really passionate about it because there's so little support in regards to coaching for practitioners in this space. I know myself when I started out, there was so much bro marketing out there, the hustle, the push, and that's not what practitioners resonate with. We just recently, I was actually at a conference, and one of the conference leader was talking about expanding your capacity to do more. Why, that is great. Yes, we do want to actually do more, but we want to do it in a way that's comfortable for us, that's easy, that will help us be more grounded in ourselves and not be feeling like we're hustling. So if that's you, listen up. So let's talk honestly first. The and stop pretending that things are working the way they used to. When I started online, I could literally post a few posts, do a live video like this, and enroll people very easily. This was, I'm talking 8 to 10 years ago. Actually, when live video first started, I was one of the first people to embrace it on Periscope. If those of you have been around that long, you know what Periscope was. It was a live streaming platform. And then Facebook introduced live streaming. Then YouTube introduced live streaming. And it's something I love doing because I can talk from just riffing like I am today. And, but things are not working the way they used to back then. And even the top names in the industry are saying the same thing. They're doing more just to hold the same ground. And I heard this, I've been hearing this online for a little while now, firsthand. Finally, people are starting to talk about it more. So if you're feeling like you're doing everything and not seeing results, then you're not broken, you're just under supported. And that's why I'm going all in on this YouTube channel. I've actually created a video already that I did plan to release my videos here on the channel on Mondays. Now, that plan has shifted because on Monday, I had a little mini meltdown behind the scenes. My Zoom glitched on the lab. Stuff was happening in my personal life. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take the afternoon off. And so come Tuesday, I'm like, right, I'm going to record my video. And I use Zoom again. And in editing the video, there was some glitches of couple of small sections. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have to record the whole thing? Well, I've got something. I'll change it a little bit, but the out of sync is just, it just does your head in. It's like watching one of those movies where they've been dubbed over in English and they're speaking another language. It's discombobulating, right? So now, instead of weekly content on Mondays, I'm gonna launch them on Friday. So keep a lookout for my weekly content coming out on Fridays. I'm really excited about this video. It's full of gold. It's full of, like this live videos is as well. So make sure you subscribe so you get you get notified. So, the rules have changed. You're not broken. What used to work, overused authenticity posts, the endless tips and tricks education posts, they're just not landing anymore. Visibility without connection is not converting. And I've seen this recently. I've done my research in, and I'm often looking at what other practitioners are doing. And so many of you are posting education value content, which is great. That has its place. But how is that working out for you? A lot of people will watch it. They might even do what you're sharing and then not reach out to you. Is that you? Are you sharing a lot of education and then not getting anything? Well, this is why I'm creating this channel and sharing what's working now. So I've got a few stats here to share with you. In 2024, the online and coaching education market hit $68 billion. People are buying. And it's projected to grow to, get this, $83 billion this year, a 22% increase. So if you want a piece of that pie, you need to stay up to date with what's actually working this year, because people are buying. It's a myth that they're not buying. We just have to shift the strategy a little bit. And by 2029, it's not slowing down. Do you want to take a guess? 185 billion. Okay. So it's not slowing down. People are looking for you. And it's so, if you are in the wellness, personal development space, people are spending money on this now. They need it more than ever. So, yes, the market is growing, but you have to be willing to adapt. People who resist shifting are actually disappearing from the industry. And I've seen it time and time again. I've been here for 10 years. I've seen coaches that went all in. They went all in for a few years, and where are they now? They're not. So if you're doing under 10K a month, this is where you need to shift and get the support you need. And if you're still posting like it's 2022, hoping that people will magically get it, you're losing time. You can't afford to waste your time now. If you want to stay in this game, it's time to adapt, discover what's working now so that you can get the piece of the pie that's out there. So I've already, this myth of giving away more free content builds trust. In reality, people are overwhelmed. There's so much content out there. It's not about volume, it's about resonance. I'm going to keep using that word. It's about how you resonate with your audience. I've seen posts that explain everything beautifully and they get no traction because they're missing the key piece: story, which builds trust; safety, building safety with your audience, and sharing from a soul perspective. People want to know who you are. They want to know about you. They want to know your story. They want to hear about situations and things that happen to real people. Talk like a human. In fact, that's what my first video is a lot about, this overuse of AI in content creation. So what they're really thinking is, do I trust this person? How can you build trust if all you're sharing is educational content? Yes, that will build trust in that you know what you're doing, but it doesn't build that emotional resonance. Do they get me is another question they're thinking. Does this person actually get me, who I am, what I'm struggling with? Does this feel right in my body? And again, that's about the trust. So, but buyers are becoming more discerning. They're over the fluff, the over polished messaging. This creates a lot of distance. And that's what AI content creates. Very polished, very clear, a lot of buzzwords, but it lacks that resonance, that story, that personal touch. Okay. So the power of stories creates most emotional safety more than a how-to list. We all know we need to drink more water. Actually, let me take a sip of water while I'm saying that. Are you Are you making sure that you drink enough water every day? Okay, we know this is the how to, this is the tips. Yeah, okay, I know what to do, but are you actually doing it? We, I'm going to talk about on this channel how language and nervous system awareness builds trust with your audience. And this is where my aspires framework and my story vision framework come into play. So I'm going to talk about those a lot on this channel. This is what I base my new book that's coming out. Yes, Angela is writing a book. How exciting, where I'm going to be sharing the ins and outs of these frameworks, how they've worked for myself and my clients. And, this is how to bring your real stories forward, not in a polished way, but in a human way, so that your audience actually leans in because they resonate with what you're sharing. Okay. So this is the first of many live streams. Next week, I'm actually going to do a live content makeover. More on that in a moment, because maybe you want to be part of this action and you get to be a part of the action. I'm going to share the behind the scenes of writing my book. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time and step into being a speaker, a professional speaker, which I'm speaking a lot. Yes, and I haven't actually stepped up and become that professional speaker, and having a book is part of that journey. And I am on a mission to help 50 practitioners this year sell their first high ticket offer. Now, the reason I talk about selling high ticket offers is when it comes to buyer psychology, it is actually easier to sell a transformational high ticket offer than it is to sell your $200 workshops or class series. And I'm not going to go into depth here, but the research shows that this is because people want to buy into the result. And if you're just selling the $200 workshop series, then they're not really buying into the transformation. Anyway, more about that. So I'd love to invite you to join my free practitioner space I have inside the Movement Online Academy if you're not already. And I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes in a moment of what that looks like. Because the truth is, if you are unclear in your message, your offer, your pricing, and your sales process, then you are burning precious time. You're wasting time. And so I share a little bit about how I coach in the Ignite space for free, so you can get a taste of how I coach. Every time that my income has plateaued, I've gotten support. Yes, I have coaches. I didn't muscle through it. I got mentored so that I understood the shifts that are happening. Well, I'm sharing a little bit on this channel and inside Ignite. Free content only takes you so far. Okay. There are a few practitioners following me that are soaking up everything I give out for free. And trust me, I'm going to see them rise. And then they will be able to join me in my paid programs, because what I give away for free, if you take action, guaranteed you'll get more clients. Okay. So make sure you're showing up to these lives weekly. You're checking out my weekly videos. In July, I'm actually going to be I'll share a little bit in a moment. But first, let me take you into the Ignite space. So here we go. This is the Ignite practitioner space. So when you join, you can see that this is the Movement Online Academy. And down this sidebar here are all the different resources that you have access to. This is one of my fake accounts here. So I can show you what it looks like for you, not for me, because there is quite a number of different spaces in this area. So if you don't know how to navigate, we've got the how to navigate this space. This is the larger community here, where we have conversations and replays from fireside chats. We recently ran a Somatics festival here. All of the replays are in there. And this is where the larger community have conversations on somatics, on wellness and well-being. So if you're a practitioner sharing here, you're sharing to a curated audience that actually wants to hear from you. So it's like an ecosystem. Think of it as a Somatics platform, the social media platform. So then we come down, there's some gifts and resources, the members hub, but down here is where my embodiment business network programs live, and the free practitioner space is just there. And when you jump into this space, you're actually, I'll make it larger because then we can see the featured items. So here in the feed is where, if you are doing the Aspires challenge, and I'm going to actually keep that open. I'll talk to you about that in a moment when we get to the posts. I'm doing little mini trainings in here as well. And so you can see these mini trainings down the side here. I put them on the featured section so you can easily jump to them, which are literally written posts sharing when someone asks me a question, when someone is struggling with something, then I share a little mini training to support them. And Kathy asked for that one. If we scroll down here, this is where practitioners are sharing the Aspires framework in the Aspires challenge. So I give you a framework, my Aspires framework. I give it to you in 3 parts. So you start with part 1, and then you can pop it in here for me to actually review. And so this is what I'll be doing next week. Next week, if you want to get your content reviewed live here on my live stream, then you can join and get that happening. This is a little image of the story vision framework. So also in this space, we have a large group chat, which is like a big Facebook Messenger chat. So you can ask really quick questions there. I actually I've given you access to my Ignite 5-day business bootcamp, which has a way to help you create content, ideas generator, a few other things there. And then all my live streams I'll be sharing here as events, so you can keep up to date with when I'm doing the live stream or when I'm running a masterclass. And of course, you can check out the members. So I love this space. And so come along and join us in the space there. So that's where you find the replays, and that's where we're going to continue the conversation after the live stream. You can pop in there and go, oh, I forgot to ask Angela this on the live stream. You can ask me there in the space directly to me. It's also where I test content. So my mini trainings are kind of me testing content for you, seeing what resonates with my audience. So you get to see firsthand the content that I'm creating and the research that I'm doing to bring you up to date with what's working. You can get to connect with other practitioners doing the work. And, I shared earlier, yes, I go and stalk practitioners just to see what they're doing. And in my research, there is only 1% of my colleagues actually sharing content. I've looked on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And trust me, there's not a lot of us creating content, and not a lot of us, the ones that are creating content, they're often making these, value videos and posts. So the Ignite space is free for now, but I'm doing a little bit of a reshuffle of the space soon. I'll keep sharing with you what's going to be moving forward, but it has something, they're not here, to do with something in our industry that was created for us to move our profession forward. So a little taster of that. Okay, so mark your calendars for next week. I've already put the event up here on the channel. So live stream events get pre-scheduled a week before. I'll try and do that before I go live, so you can then, make sure you see when that is happening. And again, if you've been thinking about joining one of my coaching programs, the one to start with is the Embodied Messenger Lab, We started on Monday. I shared very at the very start of the live stream that's the when my Zoom was messing up, but I managed to record week one's content. It's available now inside the Ignite, the messenger space, the embodied messenger space. So this is your last week to jump in. So if you're seeing this week, I highly suggest reach out to me, come into Ignite. I'll drop the link below in the comments of this video for you to join Ignite, and reach out to me. If you're on my email list, reach out to me. So this is the last week to join the first round of the embodied messenger space. In fact, I'm speaking to a few past clients who are thinking about rejoining my coaching. And I said, you really need to do the embodied messenger lab. Not only am I sharing the deep inner work that you need to do to understand how your messaging, your positioning, your sales process, all of the fundamental things. I'll be sharing strategies that are working right now to grow your email list, because I don't know if your freebies are working the same for you, but they're definitely not working the same for other people. While they do have a place, we do want to offer freebies still. Yes, and how we offer them is changing. There's a huge shift on how you can grow your email list now. And I'll be sharing that inside the deeper work to do that inside the lab, and helping practitioners that join the lab create their high ticket offer. So I want to help 50 practitioners this year inside the lab to create their first high ticket offer and sell it. That's my big goal for this year. And this is why I'm going to only focus on bringing you into the lab. If you want to continue working with me after that, we have a conversation. But this is the foundation for everybody that actually wants to move forward and create a sustainable, ethical business that resonates with that creates content that resonates with your audience, and then sign them into an offer that you can actually help them transform. So thanks for watching. I just love doing live video. And, I thought about what to wear today, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to come in casual. This is literally what I wear most days. It's a tracksuit. It's a matching tracksuit. I call it my winter uniform. So, it's freshly washed. Yes, I wear it, and then I'm like, oh, what am I going to wear when it's getting washed? So I might have to buy a second one that I can wear when I wash this one. So, let me know if you have any comments or have suggestions of what you'd like me to share on this channel. I'm always open to creating content for you guys. You can actually post on my video here, or join the Ignite space and share in our community. I look forward to doing this weekly. I've put it on my calendar now for the next 14 weeks, and then I'll have a couple of weeks off while school holidays are happening. They're happening in a couple of weeks, but I'm going to continue through these next school holidays. It's winter. You don't really want to go out anywhere. But for the following school holidays, I'm going to hopefully take my two boys on a nice trip somewhere. So have a few weeks break then. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you being here, spending time with me, and keep a lookout for my video coming out on Friday. Might finish that off now. Bye for now.